absolutely.
Mhm.
You know, in terms of bringing qualities out of the models, and in terms of the book covers,
Mhm.
do you have a range of types of looks and types of protagonists that you're asking these people to pose as, like the alpha, or the subservient, or the vulnerable one, the one with the axe to grind?
Mhm.
When I work with my authors, I frequently will start out by saying, okay, I will not necessarily be doing all the voices as you imagined them. But
Mhm.
that's your readers probably, if we're imagining their own versions of the voices. But let's get within the range of what you're
Mhm.
looking for. So we do a spreadsheet where the author is encouraged to put down the character's age, what baggage the character is bringing
Mhm.
into the book, and then also a link to a YouTube video for comparison purposes in terms of a celebrity or a character that
Okay.
this reminds
Okay.
them of, and then
Oh,
I'll
that's a
send
good
the
idea.
author. Then I'll send the author a demo of the voices that I'm considering, um, and that's a great way for me to just ground myself again with, okay, here's the flavor that we're going for, here's the accent that we're going for, here's the approach, here's the depth, and all that sort of thing. Do you, when you're working with models, or even when you're working with different types of books,
Mhm.
um, are there different types of characters that you're keeping track of, or that you're making sure to check the boxes on? How do you go
Oh,
about
yeah.
that?
Yeah, I do both, that for both, photography and for cover design as well.
Yeah.
What I do mainly for the photography side is it's a case by case basis. You kind of get a feel for a model, especially if you've not worked with them before or they're brand new or something like that. You know they're going to be a little more nervous about it. I don't do the mega sexy stuff with them
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
necessarily, unless they're like fully fully on board with that. Some of them just come in, they're like, yeah, let's do this. Um, but most are kind of reserved on their first shoot. They're nervous and all of this stuff. So I do have a checklist, an essentials checklist that I go through. I send it to them beforehand just so they're kind of aware of what we do. But it's mainly a list of images that I would like to capture. A lot of it is going to be based upon the genre of the book. So, motorcycle club, mafia, etc. Just depending on their look as well.
Mm,
Some guys, I don't want to just put anyone in anything. So I kind of look at them and try to figure out what they would look best in.
mm,
A lot of guys do have a good look that kind of goes across the board, but there are some that are better suited as a cowboy versus like a doctor or
mm.
versus a bad boy alpha, that's like James Dean, kicking up on the brick wall. You just base it up based on their looks and the feels and what you get on the day, because it's kind of an ever evolving thing while
Huh,
we're doing the
yeah.
shoot. Similar to book covers, I try to get an idea of what the author's genre is. Obviously, there are some design elements that are going to be in there just to match reader expectation. So as they're scrolling through Amazon, you kind of know, oh, this is an urban fantasy book, or this is
Right.
a mafia romance book, or something like that.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to go too far off the rails, because then they're going to just miss the point and scroll right by the book.
Yeah.
But it's a good opportunity for me to understand what they need, and then get to an agreement with them on putting my own spin on it, because they're coming to me for a reason as well. So I want to be able to give them something that I'm proud of, that's like part of my branding, and like, here you go, this should work for you. And it's a back and forth street on refining after that. But it's another element of just trying to get everybody on the same page, so we're kind of familiar with what we're actually after, so we're not just scrambling all around aimlessly, spending all that time and money and everything else trying to fix it or get it get it better, when it could have just been done right in the first in the first place.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and I mean that's isn't that just the key in terms of taking care of clients? Client
Mhm.
communication and just getting everything mapped out as thoroughly as
Oh
possible.
yes, I'm
Um,
total plotter when it comes to books too. So that's right up my alley. It's like spreadsheets, yes. Notes, yes. It's like part of the engineering side of me, I think, is kind of brought over, which I think has helped. honestly.
Yeah, it's funny because I come from a family of engineers as well.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, systems, templates,
Yeah,
scaffolding,
absolutely.
and hacks. Also.
Yes.
Um,
Yep. Oh, I make use of plenty of those.